Many people talk about high performance habits. There's so much literature out there about positive habits and habit building because this is kind of the key to success when you want to live a happy and healthy life. So in today's video, I want to talk with you about what are 5 positive habits that I applied in my life in order to be successful and happy. Let's get started. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia Arndt and I am your peak performance coach. And I'm very excited that you are here today watching this video. And if you are here for the very first time, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you hit the little notification button next to it as well to make sure that you're receiving updates every time I am posting new content. And I'm uploading new videos every Monday and every Friday. So let's jump into today's topic, my 5 positive habits that I have created in my life in order to be successful and happy. The most important habit number 1, is to stop being the victim. So many times we are making our external circumstances and our external environment responsible for how we feel. But we have got to stop this. It is important that you understand that you are the only person that can make your life great and powerful. Nobody else will take your hand and show you the way. You are the only person that is responsible for your life and that can make changes in order to be more successful and happy. Oftentimes, we are making our external environment responsible for how we feel. We look at our job and we think, oh, if only I would have a job that would be different, I would be so much happier. Or we're looking at our relationship with our partner, or we're looking at our manager and our colleagues, and we think if only this person would be different, my life would be so much happier and so much easier. But what you have to understand is that your external environment is simply a reflection of your inner world. It is a reflection of your insecurities, of your thoughts, and your confidence levels. And only if you start making changes within yourself, then you can have a happy and successful life. This is really, really important to understand. Take responsibility for your own life. Start growing. Start the personal development process because nobody else will do it for you. So stop being the victim and create the life that you want. Of course, there are things that have happened in your life. Of course, we all have a past. We all have a certain upbringing and we could make this responsible for who we are today. But you need to know that every day you have a choice. You can choose if you want to make changes to your life and if you want to be different, if you want to think differently, if you want to react differently, and if you want to create new thought patterns, new behaviors, new habits in your life in order to be successful and happy. So stop being the victim is the most important habit that I would advise you to create if you want to create a powerful life for yourself. The next positive habit I want to talk with you about is that in order to stop being the victim, I believe that all of us have to invest in our own personal development and in our own personal growth. So this can be done, for example, by reading books, by listening to podcasts, by watching YouTube videos and following people on YouTube that are talking about personal development. It could also be by doing different personal development courses and making sure that you are uncovering things that are currently still hidden to you. You could also work with a coach or with a therapist. There are so many different ways of how you can grow, and I highly recommend to you to start doing that. This is a process, it's a lifelong process, and it's lifelong learning about who you are and how you can become a better person. I personally love to read books. I always try to read new books in order to learn about new thoughts and things that are outside, but also, of course, that help me reflect who I am and how I can become better. At the moment, for example, I'm reading this book and it's called The Secret Thoughts of Successful Woman by Valerie Young. And she is talking about imposter syndrome, something really, really powerful to understand what it is in order to start making changes in your life, because only if we create awareness around who we are and what our thoughts are, and maybe which thoughts are good for us and which thoughts are kind of negative for us, can we really start making changes in our life. So I highly recommend to you that you start reading a lot of different books. I will definitely do a YouTube video about my most favorite books of all times at the moment. I will show you already a few here in the video as well. But I will talk about them as well because they are so powerful and they can really, really powerfully change your life. I also have a podcast episode about personal development and what personal development really is. So make sure to check that out as well. The third habit that I built over the last 18 to 24 months is to start practicing gratitude. It is really powerful to start being grateful and thankful for the things that you have in your life, no matter how big or small they are. When I started practicing gratitude, I really started to shift my mindset about what is all not going well in my life to all the wonderful and beautiful things that I have in my life. And it is something that I'm doing every morning. Every morning I'm sitting down and I'm journaling, and at the end of every journal entry I also write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. I did a video about my own morning routine as well, so make sure that you check out this video. Where our negative thoughts come from is from our reptilian brain. It is constantly looking for danger and it is constantly trying to protect us. That is why we are very critical human beings, and we unfortunately tend to overanalyze and overthink things because we are always trying to analyze and see if there is something in our life that is not going so well. But when you learn that it is really powerful to be positive and to find the good things in your life, you can really train your brain to be more positive. And that is really powerful, and that will definitely change your life. I always challenge myself to find at least 3 things every morning that I'm grateful for, and I always challenge myself to find new things in my life because there are so many beautiful things in our life. The other day I was walking in the forest and it was really beautiful. It had just snowed and I was looking up and there was a tree that was hit by the wind and snowflakes were falling down. And I really registered that image in my head because it was so beautiful, and that was the thing that I wrote down the next morning. So it can be really small things, and oftentimes there are things that make us a little bit more present in the current moment. And if you start to really challenge yourself to find these little things, you will also start being more mindful of finding these new things in your life. And I also, for example, in my 8-week online program From Stress to Empowered, I have my students for 8 weeks do a gratitude journal because I think it is really, really powerful. So make sure that you test this out, have a little booklet, have a little journal, and just start writing down 3 things every morning or every evening or even during the day that you feel grateful for. The 4th positive habit that I want to talk with you today about is to create routines. When I started to create routines in my life, I really changed the way I felt throughout the day. Because unfortunately, over the course of our lifetime, we have built a lot of unhealthy habits and routines. Like, for example, we wake up in the morning and we have merely opened our eyes and we take our phone and we start scrolling through social media or we're checking our emails. But what we do with that is that immediately we're giving our energy out to the world instead of containing our energy and having a powerful start into the morning. When I started to create my own morning routine, for example, I felt less anxious, less stressed, and more accomplished throughout the day because I had started my day with taking care of myself. Creating routines also really helps you to decrease the decisions that you have to make on a day-to-day basis. And trust me, there are thousands of decisions that you have to make on a day-to-day basis. And when you create a routine, you basically reduce one of the decisions that you have to make in your life that has a positive impact on how you feel. And that is exactly what you should see the routine for. So routines can be a lot of different things, but most of all, they are self-care items. So for example, some people might choose to meditate or go to yoga or exercise, go to the gym, go outside for a walk. Just anything that you enjoy doing. It could be really anything. The most important thing is that you start doing them on a day-to-day basis, that you're bringing in these little routines in order to recharge yourself and feel more energized and refreshed. And when I started to do my morning routine on a day-to-day basis, I really completely changed how I felt when I started my morning. Because for the first hour in the morning, I simply do the things that I need in order to be successful throughout the day. And that does not start with taking my phone in my hand and checking my emails. So think about what kind of routines you want to create in order to bring success into your life and feel more empowered. And the last routine that I want to talk with you about today that really changed my life for the better is to not take things personally. That goes a little bit back to being a victim and also investing in your own personal development and growth. But oftentimes we take things personally. And the idea of not taking things personally actually came from a book that I was reading. It's called The 4 Agreements by Don Ruiz Miguel. And the book is so powerful. I can highly recommend to you to read that book. But when I started to be more aware how often I took things personally and how I could change that perspective in order to be more empowered throughout the day, I changed my whole life. Because so often we start taking things personally, something happens in our life, like for example, somebody is giving us feedback, and then we are starting this negative thought process of like, oh my God, all these different things. Maybe they don't like me, maybe they don't value me, maybe I'm not good enough. There are all these things that are coming up because of that. But if we could simply just stop our thoughts and be like, hey, I am taking something here really personally, but maybe it is just a reflection of what's going on in their life, because that is the key. Everybody's world is just their own inner world. So if somebody is really frustrated, or if somebody is maybe an uncomfortable human being, it is a reflection of what is going on within themselves. So it is really important to learn that when you are having interactions with people, they don't really mean it personally. Very, very rarely they mean it personally. It is just a reflection of how they feel. So when you start to learn to not take things personally, then you have so much energy in your life to focus your energy on other things. And that is exactly why you want to practice and learn and build that habit of not taking things personally. And Don Ruiz Miguel also talks about 3 other agreements that are really, really powerful. So make sure to read that book and let me know what you took away from the book. So these are really the 5 habits that changed my life, and I hope that they will change your life for the better in the future. Let me summarize them for you again. First of all, don't be a victim anymore. Stop being the victim. Number 2, invest in your own personal development and growth. Number 3, practice gratitude. Number 4, create powerful routines in your life. And number 5, don't take anything personally. That is it from me today. I would love to hear from you, and I would be really curious to hear about what kind of habits you have created in your life in order to be successful and happy and healthy. So make sure to leave me a comment down here below. And if you enjoyed this video today, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you really soon. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Love, Julia.